Okay, so I'm a full-time Forex trader and I'm a full-time thumbnail designer. So, and on that, I'm actually a dad. So I'll be giving you 15 lessons that I've learned this year that I have learned from those three things. So I'll be giving you 5 lessons that I've learned from being a full-time Forex trader, and I'll be giving you 5 lessons that I have learned from being a full-time freelancer, and I'll be giving you 5 lessons that I have learned from actually being a dad. And at the end, I'll be giving you a bonus tip that I've learned from being a forex trader that literally crosses through all the three things, and it has helped me live a good and comfortable life of just this one lesson. Okay, so the first thing I've learned from being a forex trader for the whole year is stop convincing people to be forex traders. Like, bro, like in 2023 and 2024, I used to over convince people to be forex traders, thinking that these guys would actually understand what it is. But bro, like, it's always a joke time. Like, someone can come up and say, "But what do you do?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm a first trader." Then he will be like, "Teach me." Then you'll be like, "Do this," and maybe you share a video, maybe you share a book. Then after 3 months, and he will be like, you ask like, "Bro, where are you now?" Then he'll be like, "Bro, things are very hard." So stop actually convincing people to be forex traders. That's what I'm actually telling to myself, and I will never do and waste my time again in the next years to start convincing, I don't care, my father, my mother, my sisters, my friends, my what. I won't again convince anyone to be a forex trader, because 100% you are a trader because no one convinced you. You just said, I'm going to take this route. So if you try to convince, we're just wasting your time. So the second thing is, it's not actually the strategy, it's consistency and execution. So when this year was actually beginning, I started with a different strategy. By the year came into in the middle there, like the 60th month, I was having a very different strategy from the strategy I began with. So I actually got someone who is actually maybe my mentor or maybe my friend, because not to lie, I've never paid him even a penny, but he just became my friend and I started learning with him. And he's good at Forex because he has done much, but he's not interested in teaching anyone, but he just became my friend. Then he was like, "Bro, let me teach you this," then you begin doing it. So in the half of the strategy, like he hadn't finished the whole strategy, I told him, "Bro, let me first trade it half-baked for 6 months or for 2 months before I actually get the full package of the strategy." I was not doing that just because maybe I was lazy, but I was doing that to try and put a habit of me trading one strategy for at least 2 months, no matter how stupid it looked. And actually got my first payout in those 2 months. In those 2 months, bro, I got my first payout after 4 years. And wasted months of me changing strategies, but I got my payout of trading a very fake and stupid strategy, but just because I was consistent and executing without giving up. The third thing is, bro, go look for capital. Like, Forex is money best. I actually learned this because it's like yes, you came across a money making machine. Yes, Forex is like a money making machine, but it needs raw materials for it to make you money, and the raw materials is money. If you have no money in Forex, then you're not making money, because you have to get put in money for you to get money. So if you learn the thing, then you keep telling yourself that one day maybe Jesus Christ is going to come here and give you the bag for you to trade. No, go and look for the money. You've already got the skill, but then you don't have money. Even though you say you're going to be trading pop farms to get the money, it still needs money, and it won't take you one account. Never in your dreams that you buy one trading prop farm account, pass it phase 1 and phase 2 and get a payout and make $1 million. It won't never even happen. So go look for the money. There are very many skills, but I'm a thumbnail designer and I'm a Forex trader, and I don't care if someone is like, thumbnail designing is so low or what, but I'm looking for money to trade, and I know how much I can multiply the money I got from the other side if I put it this side. So I'm getting new skills like video editing, and I can also do that to get off money. So there are many skills, bro, you can make as a forex trader to get more money to trade. But if you don't have the money, you're not making money. I learned that this year. So the first thing is journaling and revising your strategy is the only way you can actually talk to your strategy. So if you don't journal, and if you journal and leave the information there, then there is no use. But journaling and revising your strategy is the only way you can actually sit down and talk to your strategy and asking it questions like, how can I trade better? Which days can I trade better? How can I refine my entries, and how can I maybe make you better? So if you don't journal and if you don't revise your information you have journaled, then meaning don't even journal, because it has no use. Okay, so that I just learned this year, that if you don't journal and don't revise, then there's no way you will talk to your strategy, and there is no way you improve it. Yep. So the last and fifth thing that I got from forex trading, the previous one I got from forex trading, was to solve one problem in forex, you need to solve one problem in the outside or social life of yours. Like I used to change my strategy, not because that the strategy wasn't working, but just because I thought I'm the professor, I'm the what? What, I'm that guy who is going to come up with the best strategy in the world, then flip the whole forex market and make a lot of money in a month. Meaning I had a spirit of perfectionism, that I wanted to perfect things to make them more 100% quiet, which is not going to happen. So I started solving that perfectionism thing from all my things, from forex trading, from thumbnail designing, and from being a dad. Like no over improving things. Like I used to stay on thumbnails like for 2 hours improving the same thing, and you give it to the person you're doing for, and he's like, the thing is even bad. But when I started just giving myself time, like I say, I'm going to do this thumbnail for only 1 hour, I do it for only 1 hour, and how it looks is how I handle it over. Actually, people even liking them more. And I also now brought that to forex trading, that I told myself, if it's not 2 months or 3 months, I'm not improving even though a single thing from my forex trading journey. So going to the family side, okay? So now, from the family side, the first thing I learned from the family side was that I'm actually a husband, not a full-time dictator. But at some point, I must be as a dictator. So I thought, when you come to be a family person, like when you come to become a husband, you're going to be like, you sit there with your wife, then you speak everything, like every decision you make, you must of course tell your wife and blah blah blah. But I just came to realize that sometimes, of course, you have to sit with your wife and talk and make some decisions. But sometimes you got to be a dictator. Like some decisions you got to make them without anybody's concern. Okay, like I learned that this year. And if you make some decisions wives can't make, like they don't have that spirit of making hard decisions. So you have some decisions, you just sit down and say, I'm going to make this one no matter who is going to say no. The second thing I learned from the family side is challenges actually don't fight you, but they actually help you improve on who you are. So it doesn't show sense for you to get challenges and start running away. Like you will never live in life with no challenges. So I learned that the hard way, in that I came to find out that I always improved my life. Like I always got better life when I go challenges. So if you don't get challenges, like there is no way for you to improve your life. So I actually learned that last year, in that whenever I got challenges, it's the only way I could grow. So responsibilities don't literally fight you, or challenges don't literally fight you, but you just have to embrace them and learn on how to improve and stay with them, and maybe get a better life, in that you can outsmart them. So the third thing I've learned from The third thing I've learned from being a dad is the day you get a family, even though you want it or not, you're going to lose some people. That's it. Like, you're going to lose some people, you're going to get quite a different mindset from your friends, and whether you like it or not, you will lose some people. Like, I found this, like, I tried to fight this, like, cause I'm someone who doesn't have very many friends, so I would fight not to lose my friends. But I come to realize that no matter how you fight, as long as your mindset does not connect with those people anymore, then you got to lose them and get a new circle. Yeah. So the first thing I learned from being a dad is don't ask for advice. Don't ask for advice. Just start. Just start. Right. Just start. Some things you don't have to ask for a lot of advice. Like, should I do this? Should I do that? Just be a man and start. Of course, some things you can ask for advice, but you shouldn't ask for advice for everything. Like, should I start this? So you're going to your father and asking, should I do this? You're going to your mother and ask, should I do this? Your uncle, what? Those people, yes, you might have a different perspective of something that they even never knew about in their childhood, or sometimes they even do decisions when they are scared. For example, if your mother is actually making a decision for you, in all ways, he is actually making a decision in that he's protecting you. And yet in life, bro, sometimes you have to go without no protection. Like, you must go all in, like, you just risk it and go all in. Yeah. But those people, like some people we always ask advice, they are the people that we try protect us and maybe feel sorry for us, and maybe their mindset is not actually the same with our mindsets. Okay? So sometimes just go all in and stop asking for stupid advice. Okay? So now, the fifth and last thing from my family side is my family is actually a team, so I'm owed to use it. So I know you guys are on Instagram seeing those guys that are posting things like, oh, leave the beaches, leave the world, don't give a fuck on women, blah 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 blah. But bro, if you get the right person, of course you have a team, and you can't tell me that one person is better than two. As long as I have a team, then I'm going to use it. So if I have a wife and he's at home, of course he can cook, blah blah blah, and do and stuff. We are all stay at home people. Then why not use her at some things to improve my productivity, and we can make things faster than when I'm alone? Because I know there is no one who can't learn a skill. If I know how to edit videos, she can learn on how to edit videos. I make the videos, she edit them. I trade and make other things that we can make money and we both stay in a life we ought to stay in. Okay, so thing I learned from being a freelancer or a finder in the finance perspective is it's a hobby till it becomes a job or a business. So those days, okay, so my last year is when I quit my job from being a medical worker, and I really like being someone who edits, to someone who does photography, stuff like that. But the day it became a job, the day it became a business, that's when it actually became not fun. Like, I used to think when you do something just because you love it or just because it's a hobby, then you will do it for the whole of your life and you will be enjoying it. But the day it became a business, that's when I knew all you need is actually patience, discipline, and hard work for you to maintain it. Because you may say, maybe I like playing football, okay? Yes, you like playing football. By the day that becomes your business or the day that becomes your job, that's when you stop enjoying it, and you will only have to put in discipline and hard work for you to maintain it. So I actually learned it last year that all hobbies, when turned into businesses, then you need discipline and you also need hard work for you to maintain and pull some money out of it. Okay, so the second thing from the finance and freelance line is 99% of your plans won't work as you plan. That's it. keep myself in the planning stage. Like I want to plan and make that plan. Like I want to come up with the perfect plan. That's when I will begin. But I've come to realize that, bro, like your plan never works out as you actually plan. Like you can't plan everything perfectly, but possibly uncertainties will come in. So I'm no longer like in the coming years and it's ever since I learned this lesson, I no longer waste a lot of time in planning. If I see something is actually going to be working out maybe in years or maybe in months, then I make a simple plan today and begin tomorrow. No time for wasting months planning, like wasting years planning and waiting for the perfect things, perfect gadgets, perfect team, perfect what. I just begin and put in the work, discipline, and wait for the outcomes. I begin working and plan later, because whenever you're going to begin something new, what I've learned is there are very many things you won't know, and there are very many things people won't tell you just because they don't want to tell you, but just because maybe they have they haven't they can't forget, they can't remember it, or maybe the only way you can learn it is through you putting in the work. So I just learned that you shouldn't plan. I know you are planning that this year you're going to be trading, so you're going to go make some money and collect it, sit down and begin trading, and uh, just begin then you plan later. As long as you've made at least a quite good plan for a start, then just begin, then you will make other things later. So the other thing I learned this year from the freelancing and financing stuff is set your bars to an extent that you're actually scared to chase it. Cause I was a medical worker before. Like last year when I was beginning, I was actually a medical worker, and the first year I started working as a medical worker, I was actually paid $23 per month. Then after 3 years, I was put on $65. Like after 3 years, I put on $65. Then I was actually asking myself, like, if it actually took 3 years for me to get just a little such increment, then how long will it take to maybe double that salary to a bigger amount? Then that's when I actually realized that people out there are making crazy amounts of money from the skills I literally own, and I'm here seated working for a man who doesn't really appreciate. So I decided to set my bars high, meaning that I actually even feel scared or me chasing them. So I became a freelancer, or I became a thumbnail designer, and I came from $61, and I don't feel scared of standing and telling a client that my monthly retainer is $200 to $300 a month. If you can't make that, then I don't think we shall work. Cause I don't like carrying the other perspective of being like you must study, like you must work hard, you must work for you to make a lot of money. The loads of work I could put in my medical work, I don't even actually the loads amount of work I'm putting in this ends to make 5 times what I could get from the other side. In that even the other side I even studied, like I took a lot of time to learn the other skill, and it didn't even pay out well. So set your bars high with that you're actually scared. Like I know you may think like no one can just sit down and pay you $1,000 for a simple video editing. But go out there, you're going to find video editors being paid $1,000 just for editing 4 videos in a month. And I would be someone this year I would be one of those. So set your bars high. Don't feel covered by your job, or maybe your job is paying you less and you think maybe if I ask for little just because my job is paying me less and I'm putting in a lot of work. Ask according to the value you want, and according to the work you're going to put in, and according to what you see other people bill. Don't bill $100 just because other people are billing $1,000 and you want to stand out. Of course, people will see you as cheap, and they will always see you as someone who is giving less value. That's it. So the the first thing I got from the finance and freelancing stage is when you quit your job, you have like a bunch of lessons to learn to live off a salary. Bro, like that's also something else to put in work and learn. Like sitting there and knowing that I don't have a monthly retainer, all the money I have to do is I have to make it. For example, now being a trader, if you're a trader, you don't expect any monthly retainer. If you be indisciplined, then you're not making any money, then you're not getting any money. So it's all about what you put in for what you're getting. But in a job, you can of course make some few indisciplined, or you can actually make some, you cannot be so much disciplined and still you will get your salary. But the day you leave your job and begin working as a business, or you begin operating your own business, that's when you know that if you don't put in discipline, then you're actually not making any money. So there is a lot of bunch of lessons of saving, lessons of keeping and multiplying your money, lessons of coming up with new ideas and planning them, lessons of sales, lessons of connections like marketing and learning how to talk to new people. Though there are a lot of new lessons you have to learn for it to go in a line of business from the line of being on a job. I just learned that last year, just because last year is when I decided to leave my job and operate my own business at home. The fifth thing is there is always something to stop you. And if you don't fight hard to stop that thing, then you're going to stay in that circle thinking you actually improve that one thing, and that's when the perfectionism thing will come to you. So I actually always wanted to do YouTube like 5 years back, but whenever I began, maybe I didn't have a good camera. Whenever I began, maybe I never had the good equipment to use, or whenever I began, I never had good editing skills. Then came last year when I just decided I'm going to begin this no matter what. So there is always actually something to stop you. So last year I decided to begin this, and I had the good camera, I had the good equipment, I had the good connections to begin. Like I had the good knowledge to share and everything, the skills I need to do everything, like good editing, good thumbnails, good graphics, good equipments to use, and maybe better equipments that I could use. But now the only thing that was stopping me, like I had a house that I was staying in and it had dirty walls, and the landlord wanted something like 1 year rent for him to to renovate the house, and that was stopping me like for 2 months. Then I actually had to learn that there is always something to stop you from doing something, and that's what makes things sweet. Like if you can't overcome that and just begin, no matter there's something to stop you, then you're going to stay there hoping maybe that thing will be solved and time will be passing. So that's actually the first thing I learned from being a freelancer. Just begin. If you have the at least 50% of the things you need, then begin. You will learn later. Bro. So now the last thing I learned from being a forex trader, and really cuts across all the three things, is control things you have control over. When you're trading the forex market, the only things you have control over is the markets. So you can't control where the market is going to go. You can't control how long the market will go. You can't control when the market will stop or how low you predict it to. Like you can't control anything in the market. The only things you can't control are about yourself. The only things you can't control are about how much money you can lose, how much money you can put in and get out, like how much money you can make. At least those things you can retry control, and which setups you can retry avoid, and which setups you can actually take according to strategy. So after learning that from the forex perspective, I learned this from the family perspective. I no longer control how maybe my partner feels. You can't control how your partner feels today and how your partner will feel tomorrow. All you have to do is do the right things and wait for things to work out when they are old. You can't control how your daughter is going to be like today. You can't control how your daughter will be like tomorrow. You can't control what your daughter will learn. Of course, you can try to teach, but you won't know what she will learn from the other or the neighborhoods. You can't control what will happen to your wife tomorrow or today. Then in the freelancing space, you can't also control what the client is thinking. You can't make a good edit and the client doesn't like it. He doesn't like it, so you can't control that. You can't say maybe he will like it by force. No, he doesn't like it. If he doesn't like it, doesn't like it. So you just make the revisions and make a better thing what he wants. You might like it, but he doesn't like it. If he doesn't like it, you just change the thing. And you can't also control when the client is leaving you or when the client is actually going to stay with you. Come up one day and the client maybe is bankrupt, or the client just wants someone better than you, or a client just wants what you can't really afford to make. So you can't control that. All you can control in freelancing is for you to get good work, for you to make better work, for you to be fast, and for you to improve daily. Those are the things you can control. So those are the only things you can literally keep improving, since they are the only things you can literally control. So those are the 15 things I have learned this year, with the last big point that literally helped me out in all the things. So for those that don't know me, I'm Gonzaga, and I literally just feel things that literally helped me. I journal my journey over this YouTube channel, and I'm just straight to whatever things I pass through in first trading, my losses, my wins, my payouts, my big moves, my little moves. And this year will be a year that we shall make some good money, because 2023 we knew about Forex. 2024 we lost it all and make mistakes. 2025 I became a break-even trader, and then 2026 we don't know what's happening, but we shall keep doing the good things and the better things that made us a break-even trader. So keep up with me and subscribe. See you in another video. Peace.